If you're only paying the minimum on your credit cards, you're not getting out of debt. You're renting it. And the worst part? The credit card companies are counting on you never figuring that out. Right now, there is over $1 trillion in credit card debt in the United States alone. $1 trillion. And the average American household carrying a balance owes over $8,000 in credit card debt. That's not a spending problem. That's a system designed to keep you stuck. Most people think the problem is that they don't make enough money. But here's what nobody tells you. The real reason you're stuck in debt has nothing to do with how much you earn. It's the interest. It's the fees. It's the minimum payment trap. And it's the fact that nobody ever sat you down and explained how any of this actually works. Until right now. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to break out of it. Even if you've tried before and failed. I'm a sales manager at a debt relief company. Every single day, I coach agents who help people eliminate tens of thousands of dollars in credit card debt. I've seen what works, what doesn't, and most importantly, what the credit card companies don't want you to know. I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm here because I see people make the same mistakes over and over again, and most of them could have been avoided with the right information. By the end of this video, you're going to understand why your interest rate is the real enemy. The 4 legitimate ways to get out of debt ranked from least to most aggressive. 1 unconventional option most people are too embarrassed to ask about. And 3 rules to make sure you never end up here again. Let's get into it. Let's start with the villain of this story. Your interest rate. The average credit card APR right now is sitting around 21 to 24%. Some store cards and subprime cards are charging as high as 29 to 30%. Let that sink in. If you have $10,000 in debt at 24% interest, and you stop charging, just stop completely, you're still being charged roughly $200 every single month, just in interest. You haven't bought a single thing. That's $200 gone every month. Now here's where most people get confused. They look at their statement and they see a minimum payment of maybe $250. They pay it. They feel like they're doing the right thing. But out of that $250, $200 went to interest. Only $50 touched your actual balance. At that rate, it would take you over 27 years to pay off $10,000, and you would pay nearly $20,000 in interest alone. You borrowed $10,000 and paid back $30,000. That is the minimum payment trap. And it is exactly how credit card companies make billions of dollars every single year. This is called negative amortization, and it's the reason people feel like they're running on a treadmill, working hard, going nowhere. So what do you do first? Before you do anything else, pick up the phone. Call your credit card company and ask for a lower interest rate. I know that sounds too simple, but I've seen it work hundreds of times. If you've been a customer for over a year and you've made payments on time, there's a real chance they'll drop your rate by 3 to 5 points. 3 to 5 points doesn't sound like much, but on a $10,000 balance, that's hundreds of dollars a year back in your pocket. That one phone call could save you thousands. And if they say no the first time, ask to speak to a supervisor. Ask again. Be polite but persistent. The worst they can say is no. Now let's talk strategy. There are 4 real ways to get out of credit card debt, and I'm going to rank them from least to most aggressive. Number 4, the debt snowball. Here's how it works. You list all of your debts from smallest balance to largest. You pay the minimum on every single one, except the smallest. On that one, you throw every extra dollar you can find, every extra $20, every extra $50, every tax refund, every birthday check. All of it goes to that smallest balance. Once that card is paid off, you take everything you were paying on it and roll it into the next smallest balance. That's the snowball effect. This is the Dave Ramsey method. It works not because of math, but because of momentum. Paying off that first card feels like a win, and wins keep you going. The psychological boost of eliminating an entire account keeps people motivated when the process gets hard, and it will get hard. Number 3, the debt avalanche. Same concept. But instead of targeting the smallest balance, you target the highest interest rate first. So if you have 3 cards, one at 29%, one at 22%, and one at 18%, you attack the 29% card first regardless of the balance. Mathematically, this saves you the most money over time. You're cutting off the most expensive debt first, but it requires patience because the highest rate card might also be your biggest balance. It can take months before you feel any progress. If you're someone who needs to see wins quickly to stay motivated, the snowball might be better for you. If you're disciplined and focused on saving the most money, the avalanche is the smarter play. Neither one is wrong. The best method is the one you'll actually stick to. Number 2, balance transfer or debt consolidation. This is where you move your high-interest debt onto a 0% APR balance transfer card, or consolidate everything into a personal loan at a lower rate. Right now, there are balance transfer cards offering 0% interest for 12 to 21 months. That means every single dollar you pay goes directly to your principal, not to interest. If you have decent credit, this can be a complete game changer. Let's say you have $8,000 at 24%. You transfer it to a 0% card for 18 months. If you pay roughly $450 a month, you could be completely debt-free before the promotional period ends. No interest, no fees, just gone. But, and this is critical, most balance transfer cards charge a transfer fee of 3 to 5% upfront. So on $8,000, that's $240 to $400 added to your balance immediately. Still worth it in most cases, but know what you're signing up for. And here's the bigger warning. If you don't change the habits that got you into debt, you'll end up with the same balance plus a new card. I've seen it happen more times than I can count. Someone transfers their balance, feels relief, and then slowly starts charging again on the old card. Now they have 2 balances instead of 1. The tool only works if the behavior changes. Number 1, debt relief or debt settlement program. This is the one most people don't know about or are afraid to ask about. And honestly, it's the one I know the most about because it's what I do every single day. A debt relief program is where a company negotiates directly with your creditors to settle your debt for less than you owe. We're talking 40 to 60 cents on the dollar. In many cases, here's how it works. You stop making payments to the credit card companies. Instead, you make one affordable monthly payment into a dedicated savings account that you control. Over time, that account builds up. Once there's enough saved, the debt relief company goes to your creditors and negotiates a lump sum settlement. The creditor gets something instead of nothing. You get out of debt for a fraction of what you owed, and the debt relief company gets a fee for their service. Everybody walks away. Is it perfect? No. Your credit score will take a hit during the process. You will get collection calls. There may be a period of stress before the settlements start coming through. But if you're already behind, already getting calls, already drowning, your credit score is not your biggest problem right now. Getting out of debt is. And here's something most people don't realize. Once you complete a debt relief program and your debts are settled, you can start rebuilding your credit relatively quickly. A secured credit card, a credit builder loan, consistent on-time payments. Within 2 to 3 years, many people who went through debt relief have credit scores back in the 600s and climbing. This is a legitimate, legal option. And for people with $10,000 or more in unsecured debt who can't qualify for a consolidation loan, it may be the most realistic path forward. Now let's talk about bankruptcy, because people whisper about it like it's shameful, and it shouldn't be. Bankruptcy is a legal protection built into the system specifically for people who are overwhelmed by debt. It has existed in American law since 1800. It is not a moral failure. It is a financial tool. There are 2 types most people need to know about. Chapter 7 bankruptcy can wipe out unsecured debt, including credit cards, in as little as 3 to 6 months. It's fast. It's clean. And when it's done, it's done. Chapter 13 is different. Instead of wiping out the debt, it restructures it. You work out a 3 to 5 year repayment plan based on what you can actually afford. At the end of that plan, any remaining eligible debt is discharged. But here's the truth. Bankruptcy stays on your credit report for 7 to 10 years. Chapter 7 stays for 10 years. Chapter 13 stays for 7. It affects your ability to rent an apartment, get a mortgage, sometimes even get certain jobs. It's not a decision to make lightly. However, if you have $50,000 or more in debt, no realistic path to pay it back, and creditors are threatening lawsuits or wage garnishment, bankruptcy might be the most financially responsible decision you can make. It exists for a reason. It's a legal protection. And sometimes, the fresh start is worth more than protecting a credit score that's already damaged. If you're considering bankruptcy, please talk to a bankruptcy attorney first. Many offer free consultations. Know your options before you decide. Now here's the part nobody wants to hear. Getting out of debt is only half the battle. The other half is making sure you never end up here again. Because I've seen people go through debt relief, settle $50,000 in debt, feel incredible, and then 3 years later they're back in the same hole. The debt wasn't the problem. The habits were. So here are 3 rules I tell everyone. Rule 1. Never carry a balance you can't pay off in 90 days. Credit cards are tools. Used right, they build credit and earn rewards. Used wrong, they're a 24% loan you didn't realize you were taking. If you can't pay for it in 90 days, you can't afford it right now. And that's okay. Wait, save, then buy it. Rule 2. Build a $1,000 emergency fund before you do anything else. I know that sounds backwards. You're in debt. Why are you saving money? Because most people go into debt because of emergencies, a car repair, a medical bill, a job loss. Without a buffer, every emergency goes straight to the credit card. A $1,000 emergency fund stops a bad week from becoming a bad decade. Once your debt is paid off, grow that fund to 3 to 6 months of expenses. Let's start with $1,000. Just $1,000. Rule 3. Treat your credit score like a business asset. Pay on time. Every time. Even if it's just the minimum while you're getting back on your feet. Keep your credit utilization under 30%. That means if your credit limit is $10,000, never carry more than $3,000 on it. Don't open 5 new cards in 1 year. Every hard inquiry drops your score. Every new account lowers your average account age. Your credit score is your financial reputation, and it determines the interest rate on everything you'll ever borrow. Your car, your home, your business loan. Protect it like it matters, because it does. Here's the bottom line. Credit card debt is not a character flaw. It's a math problem, and math problems have solutions. Whether that's calling your issuer for a lower rate, attacking your debt with the snowball or avalanche method, doing a balance transfer, enrolling in a debt relief program, or even exploring bankruptcy, there is a path forward. You just have to know your options. And now, you do. If you're sitting on $10,000 or more in credit card debt and you want to know which option is right for your specific situation, drop your question in the comments. I read every single one. And if this video helped you, share it with someone who needs it. Because I promise you, someone in your life is drowning in this right now and has no idea these options even exist. Don't forget to subscribe, because every week I'm putting out real information about debt, credit, and how to build financial freedom, even if you're starting from zero. I'll see you in the next one.